Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today I am making horror sands, and this guy right here, he got me 100,000 views, 120,000 views on YouTube, and then like 200,000 or 200 plus thousand views on TikTok, which will show the analytics right here. And it was kind of like insane. I didn't know how to react to it. I just like, what in the world? Oh, and by the way, because I do not have the original video, I deleted it a long time ago, and this is a re-upload with new content and everything like that. You will see like this random like white text that's telling you the song name that's playing. That's not the right song name. That isn't right. The purple text, if you actually want to go watch, like listen to and watch the song and everything like that, that's the right text. So just look out for the purple text. By the way, all renders will be shown at the end, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be talking about like how my thought process during it was and how I kind of made it. You can see here that I am just like kind of figuring things out, especially if you go back, there's parts of me just kind of figuring out, you know, putting things together. It's all about like getting the shape and the correct like vision in my mind. I don't know if I really used that much reference during the video, during like making this, but especially I was like figuring it out. Also, especially because this was my first time really modeling. It was one of my like big, you know, first time big models, and I spent around 16 hours on it. No idea what like I was doing, but I really wanted to freaking do it. You can see here I'm making the hair and like the different dynamic fur which I want to interact. It was the first time I was doing hair too. With a lot of hair, you kind of have to just like figure it out and like sculpt it, like go back and forth. This is a lot of like trial and error because again, it's my first model. I never knew what I was doing, but a lot of trial and error. You can see that I put base colors on it, and now I'm putting the textures on it. And the base colors help me get an idea of what he'll look like. I actually did go in and paint some custom textures, which was like the teeth, and I was like, yeah, that's sick, dude. I really love that. And I painted his eye too. So this is more about like where I'm texturing his eye. It was actually extremely hard because the way I was doing it was kind of wacky. I was kind of using the emission color. Very strange. Oh, by the way, speaking of reference, there it is. I literally just stole like stole a PNG image of like a skeleton hand, and I just started to create a skeleton hand. You know, it's as simple as that. There's no like super complex thing into it, and I just duplicated it to the other side. I did the same thing with all the other bones, and I made sure that it all felt real and cool and nice. Yep, you just did see that correctly. I duplicated his hands to become his feet. I didn't want to create feet. So I just created some type of like weird flat foot stuff, and it works out. No one's gonna see it except for right now, but no one was gonna see it, so why would I need to go and like really go hardcore into like the feet, you know? So it looks good enough, you know, like a lot of times when you're making your models and, you know, no one's really going to pay attention to it that much, you can kind of get away with that stuff with duplicating and creating the same thing. So my interpretation of horror sans always, like, what is weird to me is that, like, they're so hungry, why don't they like kind of eat each other, right? Which I'm pretty sure in the comic that happens, but I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments if you think I'm wrong, you know. But I was like, oh, why, you know, when in the original game in Undertale, when they die, they become dust. So why doesn't he have like a bunch of dust on his pants, on his like, you know, person? Because he killed a bunch of people. That's what I'm thinking. The rigging process was very tedious and at the time not very good, I'm gonna be honest, but it worked for what I needed to be done. And this is just me testing a bunch of rigs and making sure it works. You gotta do that with a lot of your rigs. Just go back and forth. It's very much trial and error. And that's pretty much it. You gotta make sure everything works well and everything moves good. This is me adding the axe, you know, the famous axe, which I'm gonna probably change for my updated version, which might come out soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna make it either a bone axe or maybe even a scythe, like one of those, like, I forget what they're called. They're like a small, weird circle scythe. I'll put one on the screen right here. I was kind of like here, I wanted a different dynamic pose. I didn't want it to be too dynamically crazy, but you know what, somewhat interesting to the audience. And I wanted, of course, to put him in the most iconic scene ever and put him in the forest, which is Snowden Forest. And I wanted to kind of create that environment, but how would that look like in real life, which you'll see me create it very soon here. And I did very simple animations, not much. It was all mainly in the editing and sound design that really changed and pushed it forward. And yes, I did actually hand model a snowflake for the snow. Why not? I wanted to, you know? It was a kind of interesting little effect, and I feel like it gave it a little bit more realism, even though snowflakes aren't that big. This is me just messing around with the lighting and kind of the effects of what I want, because at the time I didn't know how to optimize anything, so everything was extremely heavy on my computer. I did actually use Quixel Bridge, which is an Unreal Engine plugin, but you can also use it for Blender, and it's so helpful. It just, their models are extremely intense, so you have to have a good computer. Now on to the beauty shots. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and make sure to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Please tell me your thoughts, opinions, and or ideas in the description or comment section. And peace out!